Hello everyone, and welcome to the free-to-play Rares Only Plus series. On this account, I'm progressing through the game using champions who are rare, uncommon, or common, plus any champion who is free and permanently available to all players. So with all that out of the way, let's dive in. We're on day 144, and I am officially 2 weeks away from acquiring Yakarl the Scourge. So we'll have him in 2 weeks ready to, or no, I will be able to summon him during CVC if I manage my clan gold accordingly and don't spend any extra. So what I can do is get my 5 fragments this week and then not spend any more extra clan gold on anything else like Yannicka or books or whatever, and accumulate that clan gold and then have it ready to purchase the final 5 fragments as soon as CVC launches. So that's exciting. So we'll basically have Yakarl the Scourge in a week and a day, something like that. So very soon, which is huge because he is going to be massive in the progression for my account in Doom Tower Hard. As you can see, I've beaten floor 1, but floor 2 was not so kind. So I believe that if I have access to more crowd control, I should be able to do this. That's the biggest issue standing in my way right now. This team just has too much healing. I'm not going to kill them. And the block debuffs means now I can't crowd control them. So that's the issue. I just need crowd control. With 2 Manayas, and I don't know what she does. I think she cleanses or something. It's just, I need to free, like if I can lock them down with freeze, turn meter control them with Yakarl's A2, freeze them with the A1, and then try to squeeze out some cheeky provokes with Drexthar, and maybe even throw out some stuns with the Bellower. I can do it eventually. So that's the plan. Get Yakarl the Scourge and end the massacre. At least on my end, I will continue to massacre. Just, it will not be me who is the recipient of the massacre. So, a little bit more crowd control, and Yakarl the Scourge will offer exactly that. And if you look at my skill tomes, I've got 33 legendary books. I've been getting these from Nightmare Clan Boss, as well as champion training events whenever they come up. So I'm ready. I've got enough books for Yakarl, and I'm gonna I'm ready to smash Doom Tower hard and start my progression there. In terms of normal Doom Tower, if you're new to the series, I've cleared Rotation 2 and Rotation 3. I have not yet cleared Rotation 1 because I didn't have Drexthar Blood Twin on my account when Rotation 1 was open. So now that I've got Drexthar, I'm confident that I will be able to smash Rotation 1 and will be 3 for 3 on Doom Tower Normal. Furthermore, in other news, I guess you could say, I fully upgraded my sparring pit. The reason I chose to do this is because I've been swimming in excess gems from completing all these Arbiter missions. I had more gems than I knew what to do with, so I just upgraded the sparring pit. And this is gonna not massively, okay. It will increase the rate at which I pump out 6-star champions. To go from level 1 to level 3 is like doubling the XP per energy, almost. So you need to upgrade it twice to the 3rd level before you double. Most people don't consider this to be a good value proposition, but I'm on a place on my account where I'm ready to just start pumping out massive amounts of 6-stars so I can focus faction wars and secret rooms. Because I want to put a hard focus on acquiring Dark Kale from Doom Tower normal secret rooms. The reason I want Dark Kale so badly is he's going to come into my clan boss team and he's going to replace 2 champions. So he's a 2-for-1. He's going to be my decrease attack champion to replace Coffin Smasher, and he's going to be my poisoner to replace Frozen Banshee. The reason this is significant is because the current clan boss team I have set up is going to look something like this. I've got these champions built. I finished masteries on Hellborn Sprite and Marked today, and so it's going to be Haikatune for the turn meter boost and increased speed buff, Hellborn Sprite to extend the duration of that buff to keep me on a 2-to-1 turn ratio speed tune, Marked for increased defense and block debuffs for the stun and for affinity, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. I believe this is a first. I've never seen Marked used to block affinity debuffs and stuns on a 2-1 Haikatune speed tuned white whale team. I think I'm an innovator in this regard, If you've seen someone else do it, please let me know so I can give them a shout out as well. But as far as I'm aware, I'm a pioneer in this. Frozen Banshee and Coffin Smasher. So if I can replace both of these champions with one champion, that opens up an extra slot on my team, which I will need a Spirit Affinity champion to be my stun tank for the first stun on Ultra Nightmare. And right now, it's looking like that's going to be Grush the Mangler 3 months from now. So until I get Grush, I'm going to have to compromise. If the clan boss goes Spirit Affinity or Magic Affinity, I'm going to need to bring in Shield Guard to be my stun tank so it doesn't throw off the speed tune, and I'll show you why here now. As you can see, for the first stun, no one is covered by block debuffs. And Haikatoon is the only champion on this team who does not have increased defense. You can see it here. The light blue is indicating that the buff is falling off that turn. So at the end of the turn, the buff will no longer be there. And the clan boss for Void Affinity, he will choose his target based on the number of buffs, and specific buffs in particular will influence where that stun goes. And increased defense is one of those buffs that dictates where that stun goes. So right now, Haikatoon is my stun target. So what I've done is some outside-the-box thinking, and I've taken lasting gifts on Marked. So what this means is I'm going to have to pay attention to whether or not lasting gifts procs and gets increased defense for 3 turns on Haikatoon. That's what it's going to take. It's already going to be a manual setup anyway. I have to A1 with Haikatoon twice and then hit auto. And then after I hit auto, I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. So when Marked does her A3 here, there's a 30% chance that she places increased defense for 3 turns on Haikatoon instead of 2. And if that happens, I can guide the stun to Frozen Banshee or Coffin Smasher against Void Affinity. The problem is, against Spirit Affinity, the clan boss as Spirit Affinity isn't going to want to attack a champion who they are weak affinity against, which means Haikatoon or Hellborn Sprite are going to be my stun targets. So I guess since I'm already taking lasting gifts, I can try to get it so Hellborn Sprite takes the stun and make it so Marked, like wait for the perfect lasting gifts RNG so that block debuffs goes on Hellborn Sprite for 2 turns and increased defense goes on Haikatoon for 3 and guide the stun to Hellborn Sprite. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bring in a stun target. And the same is true for Magic Affinity. Magic Affinity and Spirit Affinity. It's going to want to... So yeah, so it's not perfect, but I will only have to do that and worry about that for the first stun. As you can see, for the second stun, everyone except for Haikatoon is covered by block debuffs. So as long as Haikatoon isn't my stun target, I'm golden. So actually, as cheesy as that seems, I think that might be the solution. Rather than trying to bring in Shield Guard to be my stun tank, I will have to do that until I'm going to have to do this super ghetto strategy for the next 3 months until I get Grush to be my stun tank. And hopefully I'll have... Mathematically, I don't think I can get Dark Kale in 3 months. It's going to take more than rotations than that. So but when I get Dark Kale and Grush can come in and I won't have to do this pain in the ass setup anymore. But it's only for the first stun. Every stun thereafter, I'm covered by block debuffs. And for all 3 attacks of the clan boss, everyone is covered by increased defense, which made the team significantly easier to gear. Another thing about this team is it works against Spirit Affinity. When I switch it to Spirit, you can see it no longer syncs on turn 5 because everyone's receiving the decreased speed debuff, but because of that, it forces it to fall into sync on turn 7. So it still falls into sync on a perfect 2-1 turn ratio. It just... it just takes an extra couple turns to sync as a result. And because the speed tune gets altered by the decreased speed, it makes it such that Marked is placing block debuffs on everybody for the decreased speed placement of the clan boss on his A2, except for Haikatoon, but it doesn't throw off the speed tune. And then she places increased defense and block debuffs for the stun. So against Spirit Affinity, this will be stun and affinity friendly. I have never seen a Haikatoon White Whale team use Marked to be stun and affinity friendly. What's up, guys? Adam from the future here. As I was editing this footage, it occurred to me that it's possible that taking lasting gifts on Marked could potentially throw off how this works against Spirit. Because of the way so again, it's going to be one of those things where I have to monitor it and make sure that this is not a perfect solution, unfortunately. I think I'm still going to go forward with the lasting gifts on Marked plan for now, and just try to make it work until I can get Grush and Dark Kale on the team. Because once I have Grush, I'll have a Spirit Affinity tank to tank that first stun, and it will no longer be an issue. And then I won't necessarily have to worry about lasting gifts, unless, because I need that increased defense on Marked to help prevent her from being stunned, or on Haikatoon to help prevent her from being the stun target. This may or may not work. We're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. It'll be an interesting experiment. The only thing I gotta worry about is this first stun, and after that I'm good. So it's not a perfect, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. So fingers crossed that this works. Pray for me. Pray to RNGesus. Ask him for the blessings, because I'm gonna need them. And it's gonna. If I could do it, it's gonna be a wild ride. So I'm kind of taking a leap of faith. I don't know if this is gonna work. This setup is super jank, but that's the whole point of the series. It's a jank series. So I'm actually, initially I was thinking I didn't want Hellborn Sprite to take the stun, so I did take lasting gifts on her. And I've already reset it once. I'm gonna have to reset it because she needs to be my stun target. It's either that or I take out Frozen Banshee and bring in Shield Guard. And Shield Guard's gonna do about 7 million damage less a key than Frozen Banshee, and that's just not gonna make. I need Frozen Banshee's damage. We'll put it that way. So I'll redo her. It was worth the 100. I wish I would have thought about this a little bit more before I selected her masters. But also in terms of blessings and such. This new Nature's Bounty blessing is going to be huge. So Hellborn Sprite now has a 30% chance to place the big version of Weaken on her A1, and Marked, when I get her to 3-star, will also have a 30% chance of placing the big version of Decreased Defense on her A1. So this is going to be massive. I'm so excited to try this out, and because I'm farming Iron Twins so consistently, I will be able to acquire these. Basically, the only thing that I'm going to be waiting for is for the souls to pop up in my shop. Right? This is going to be the biggest gatekeeper. I've got 78 of these Essence and 29 of these, so I can get a couple rares to 5-star. Like, this right here is the only thing holding me back to getting that to be more consistent. And because they're on a 2-1, and I don't need to use, it's a manual setup anyway, so I can turn off their A2s. So they're only using their A3 when they need to for the speed tune, and then also they're just using the A1 every other turn. So it's A1, A1, A3, A1, A1, A3. So they're going to have multiple chances to proc that blessing to try and place the big version of those debuffs, both Marked and Hellborn Sprite. So I'm really excited for that. Speaking of Iron Twins, since the recent nerf, I have been able to push up to stage 10 from stage 9. And I know what you're thinking. Adam, that costs 2 extra energy, and all you get is like an extra 10 to 15 soul coins. That's not worth the 2 extra energy. But when it comes to Iron Twins, it is my belief that you should not look at it as a coins per energy perspective. You need to look at it at the coins per key, because energy is not the limiting factor when farming Iron Twins. It's the keys. Because you only get 6 keys per day, I believe you should maximize the amount of soul coins you get per key. So that's why I'm farming stage 10. Even though it costs an extra 2 energy, it's 12 energy a day extra, but I'm getting like 10 to 15 times 6, so like 60 to 80 extra iron. Like it's almost, it's totally worth it in my opinion. And then on Magic Affinity, I could actually do stage 11, which is like a huge step up from stage 9. So being able to farm stage 11 on Magic Affinity means that I unlock the opportunity to potentially start farming pure essence, skipping the soul coins, going straight to essence. So this is huge. So thank you Plarium for nerfing Iron Twins. It's big for my account. I've been speaking about the Arbiter missions. The one I'm currently stuck on is upgrade an affinity bonus to level 9, which I'm about halfway there. I've got 500 medals. I'll show you that in a second. And then ascend a spirit champion to level 6 ascension. This is going to be my Hellborn Sprite. And then after that, it's ascend a magic champion to level 6 ascension. This is going to be my marked. And then it's ascend a force champion to level 6 ascension. I've currently got a poll on my community tab where I'm asking for your input on who I should 6-star next for this particular mission. Right now, I'm leaning towards Sentinel, but I'll go into that a little bit more in a second. And then lastly, we have Ascend a Void Champion to level 6 Ascension. This is going to be Yakarl the Scourge. Based on, I'm going to decide who I want to 6-star next, and it's going to be based entirely on the champions that are going to give me the most value in the most places. So this is a table I created using Hell Hades Raid Stages tool. It took a long time to make this, but because I made it now, you don't have to. So if you want this, I'll duck out of the way, and you can take a screenshot, save it for yourself, or you can come join my community Discord. A link to that will be in the description below, and this will be pinned in the Raid Help Center channel. So what this is it outlines the 3 rotations, each difficulty, and then the corresponding secret rooms and what the restrictions are. So for rotation 1, secret room 1 is rare. Rotation 1, secret room 2 is Bannerlords. Then we have attack, magic, epic, spirit, skinwalkers, HP, so on and so forth. And then it's the same for hard. So I'm going to use this chart to determine who I should 6-star next based on how many secret rooms that champion can be used in. Obviously, they're going to be used in Faction Wars. So for example, if I build an all Skinwalkers team, they will be able to be used in this Skinwalker secret room here, as well as this Galen Pact secret room here, because the Skinwalkers fall within the Galen Pact. So you can kind of see how I'm cross-referencing and seeing how many secret rooms a champion could be used in. So I'm going to have to make a spreadsheet, look at all my candidates, and rate the number of secret rooms that they can be used in that I can't currently beat. So if I can already beat a secret room, I don't really care about getting more 6-stars to help me in that secret room. I'm looking to complete more secret rooms so I can get Dark Kale faster. Also, Akoth the Seared is going to open up the potential for me to have another HP burn champion, which is going to open up the potential for me to have another Hydra team. Because right now I can actually 1-key Hydra if I get good RNG. Normal, anyway. So this past week, yeah, I've only used 1 key this week and I got 1.8 million damage, which is enough for the bottom chest. So if I could build another Hydra team, that's a little bit taller of an order, but it's not off the table. I think I can do that eventually. So I'll probably take my Drexlar team and, you know, move that up to my hard team and then use Akoth on the normal team. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Akoth could potentially open the doors for a second Hydra team. I just would like to be able to contribute a little bit more to my clan during Hydra Clash and also get more rewards to get Mithrala sooner. It's pretty good. And man, does Mithrala go on my clan boss team? Maybe. If I get her before I get Kira the Watcher. Yeah. Yeah. Increased defense, strengthen, poisons, shields. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Okay, anyway, tangent over. So I mentioned upgrade an affinity bonus to level 9 was my next mission, and we currently have one at 8, and we are 508 in towards the 900 that it will take to upgrade this to level 9. And then from there, we'll need 1,000 to upgrade it to level 10, which is an Arbiter mission down the line. So we basically need 1,400 more Great Hall medals to get Arbiter. That's the biggest thing standing in our way right now. Oh, it just occurred to me, I forgot to go over the speed tune. In case some of you mad lads are just crazy enough to try to emulate this yourself, if you're desperate to try to... I'm hesitant to say this is an Ultra Nightmare team because I honestly don't know yet. Maybe wait a couple weeks for me to try it so you can make a more informed decision. But on the off chance you're a mad lad and you have like a Thane or someone to use as your stun target, you know, and you want to give this a try, the speed tune is as follows. Haikatune at 235 speed. It's a little flexible, but 235 is the minimum. And then 182 for Hellborn Sprite. This is very tight. If you go down below, 181, 180 is the minimum. And if you go up to 184, it throws things off again. So 182, 183 is kind of the sweet spot. Again, marked, this is the minimum speed. If you see I change it, it throws off the speed tune. So 249, you can go way higher. This is super flexible on the high end of what works, but 249 is the minimum. And then this, again, 225 is the minimum, but you can go up a few, and it doesn't seem to throw anything off, so it's pretty flexible there. And then this one is another tight one. So 203 is where I have them. I go down to 201 and it throws the speed tune off. So 202, 203 is it. So this is very tight. So the Coffin Smasher slot, the 203 and the 182 slots are the tightest. You need to get right in that range. But other than that, it's somewhat flexible. So if you're crazy enough to try this yourself, may the force be with you. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you in another video soon. But until next time, everyone, happy raiding.